Hi. Alright, nice. This is a really good game. Really incredible game to watch. This is Bischoff 11. He's rated as the rank 2 Singed Master on op.gg for EU West. I'm not really sure what that means. I think it's just he has the most games in Diamond 1 Plus, which is 809 at some recording, I think. So he's been properly on the grind, and he's hit masters. This is a Diamond 1 game. Everyone in this game is Diamond 1 except for Kaiser, who is masters. But will probably be Diamond 1 soon. This is an amazing game to watch. Like, Bischoff completely blew my hat off with this gameplay. It is. It seems so simple, but there's certain moments where it's just like an art form. It's incredible. I sound mushy talking about it. He's taken flash and teleport, which I'm not massive on. I've been looking at the statistics of like just different websites like Legal Graph, op.gg, etc. Seeing the win rate of different summoner spell compositions, and flash teleport is the strongest one. So I'm not gonna criticize it. it's like a 53% win rate or something. He's playing against a Urgot, which is a pretty tricky lane for Singed if you don't know what you're doing with it. So he gives a little leash. Nothing incredible with the leash, is just bog standard. I will say right now though that this game he loses, which is it's weird. It's a weird one because it's such an excellent game for watching how to lane, how to deal with this tough matchup. Just keep in mind this is like a 100k point Urgot in Diamond 1, so he knows what he's doing. But he still manages to lose. But honestly, everyone in this game, apart from Yasuo, there's a lot of high tier gameplay. A lot of things where it's like, wow, this person really knows what they're doing when they're champion. And in the loading screen, which I probably should have shown, almost everyone in the game has level 7. I think the lowest mastery is Ezreal with 25k level 5. But like Echo's a one trick, Urgot's got 100k, LeBlanc's got like 200k or something along those lines. Yasuo is level 6, which you can already tell. Bischoff's obviously got like 1 million points because he has been grinding it out. What I have seen as a trend though is people playing in Masters and Grandmasters. In a very rare occasion that a Singed player gets to Grandmasters, they always take Flash Teleport. So whereas you might be used to taking Flash Ignite, Ghost even, it doesn't really work in Hyrio. See, look how great this is. He cancels his recall. He says, this Urgot says, hey, I'm going to stop his recall because I know I can shove this wave right into tower, and he misses a wave. And if I cancel his recall, it just drags it out even more. So like Bischoff has to get this teleport in because otherwise he just loses the entire wave. Well, he pretty much does lose the entire wave. So it's just little things like that. Like this Urgot trades taking a tower shot to get that little bit of poke off to deny him like 5 minions. It's really smart, but you don't often see people do that. People are like, oh, he's recalling, like, I'll let it be. This is really good here. Bischoff accidentally cancelled his auto attack, so he double taps Q to get the minion. It's really nice little micro adjustments like that which help get an early lead and farm. But as you'll see as this lane develops, he's extremely passive in this lane. He does not want to get anywhere near this Urgot. Like he just takes a bit of a bullying from the Qs from Urgot, but generally speaking, he stays away. And this is really smart, because he knows if he misplaces himself at least a tiny bit, then he's just fucked. He's gonna get E'd, he's gonna get Conqueror procced, he's gonna take so much damage. That's a really interesting pink ward right there. And I kind of want to discuss it, but I know it's pretty boring. But I will after he's proxied this wave. So obviously proxying the wave because he wants to get some presence on the map. So, alright. Right here. So he's got an Echo jungle on the enemy team. Echo will normally either use this or he'll E over the wall here. So the likelihood that he's going to wrap around and walk into the brush is a lot less than normal. This would probably be concealed for ages, but there's a really good ward here by, I assume it's Urgot that places this. This is a really smart ward if you're playing against Singed on this side. Because then you can see exactly when he enters the jungle, when he's going for a proxy. If he like tries to wrap himself around, he's still seen. If he tries to wrap himself around here, he's still seen. And as you see, like, blue team know that he's going in for the proxy. So if Echo was around here, or if LeBlanc was around here, she could collapse, or he could collapse on them. Really punish him. But yeah, it's a really nice ward, because this gives a lot of vision as well, obviously. And it's going to stay there for the rest of the game if people don't go in that brush, which quite often they don't, because this wall, pretty much any dash will get you over it. So you see a lot of people do that. Yeah. And because this wave is missing now, because he proxied it, so this wave is like in a sort of freeze. Urgot's going to hard shove this, I assume, just to try and get the bounce back. But during that time of stasis, like, there's no point going to lane. What you have is a big evil crab, right? Like, look at this guy. He's either going to hard shove this, or he's going to try and freeze it and hope that this wave and this wave connect about here-ish. But all throughout that duration, Urgot's just sat in top lane, trying to farm. Was Bischoff, after taking that one wave, just one wave, has all of this freedom to just say, hey, I'm gonna go all around this area. Who cares? He could try and help this Yasuo, but it's probably beyond help at this point. But he could also go mid and try and pick up a kill on LeBlanc. She's relatively low. It's just these little things. And even if he doesn't get anything, he loses nothing, because he comes in mid. And he's like, okay, well, like, if I can't get anything, then I can just go back top, and then the lane should be crashing back into me. Or so he should either be able to catch this wave as it gets to about here, or if Urgot bounces the wave back, this one and this one should connect around, like, here-ish. Okay. That was boring. I'm sorry. See, look. He gets pinged by the Urgot. Urgot knows exactly where he is in the jungle. Yasuo dies. Feels bad, man. Bischoff's coming in mid, seeing if he can pick anything up. Obviously, LeBlanc is paying the arse of champion. It's a really good W there, because by throwing that down, he prevents her from being able to W him to get a chunk. And most Singed players don't have the reaction speed necessary to instantly fling a LeBlanc when she tries to W and instantly back. And look, he gets back top. Ta-da. Catches the wave. And he's just gone like a grand tour of Summoner's Rift. And he hasn't lost anything. I've got TP's back. Getting double Ruby Crystal. I hate when people get double Ruby Crystal. I just can't do anything against them after that point. I swear. Something I didn't mention, but I've got in my notes. Bischoff took W level 3, so props to him, because you know how much I love W level 3. This is interesting right here. Okay. So Bischoff doesn't even have boots yet, right? But he goes for a blasting one. That's about, oh sorry, that's about as much gold as he had. Gets that and a control ward because vision is important in high elo. And so again, this blasting one is pretty ambitious. I wouldn't recommend this if you're not very experienced on Singed, because you're opening yourself up to taking a lot of damage, especially from Urgot, who's such a lame bully. Urgot can really just decimate you. And see, like here, guess the Conqueror stack like almost instantly. If he hadn't flinged there, see, look, he takes so much damage from like hardly anything. But mate, Jesus Christ. We're gonna watch that again. This is incredible. This is actually amazing. This is like some of the highest tier Singed mechanical play I've seen in so long, if ever. Alright. We're gonna slow this shit down. Okay. So you see these 5 minions here. They're gonna die in his poison. He knows this. He knows this minion is 2 hits from a tower. So he throws his W down here, and he flashes instantly whilst the animation is happening. So he cancels the animation for his W pretty much. And because he roots him under tower, he can't use his E to jump out. As soon as he gets out of the W, he E's. But it's too late. The minions and his poison from his ultimate, because he weaves his ultimate into that as well. I like, absolutely incredible. You don't see this sort of stuff, and nobody expects this sort of stuff because they think, oh, it's Singed, like, oh, brain dead champion, really basic kit. But there's so many points where you can do this sort of thing. It's when I first saw that, I like squealed. I swear to God, I was so shocked that he managed to pull that off. Because you have to have perfect timing with that. Because if you don't perfectly time it, then they're not gonna get snared. They're just gonna land. It's really awkward because the E goes through and they land on the floor before the W is finished animating. So it doesn't root them. But, I mean, it works out, because if he didn't have the blasting wand, he wouldn't have had the damage to kill him. And he's experienced enough on Singed to know that, hey, if I get a blasting wand, then I have enough damage to kill this guy with his current build. If he messes up and I get him under tower. in my notes I just wrote 8 minutes, fucking insane. This is smart right here, what Urgot's doing. So he hard shoves the wave, and then he runs down to try and get Scuttle. This is pretty brilliant. See, Bischoff knows he's out of lane, so he's just gonna hard shove. So, but like, by that time he's just getting the tower, whilst Urgot's already back. But this is smart as well, because there's a ward here. So he throws his W down. So the Urgot struggles to get back to the minions, and so loses 1 minion. It's just these little things, which they add up in the long run. But this is great because what Scuttle gives you is health and mana back. It's pretty easy to kill, especially with Urgot or Singed, because you can goofling Scuttle or you can use your E on Scuttle, and it does, you do extra damage. Because it loses its defensive stats when it's CC'd. This jungle and mid on the enemy team are really popping off, and the jungle and mid on Bischoff's team are really not popping off. So you can sort of see where the dent in the armor is. But yeah, also, you see that pink ward he put at the very start? That's still there. It's pretty good, isn't it? He's getting a lot of value out of that 75 gold. And a lot of people are like, oh, like 75 gold, it's just delaying my build path, etc, etc. But no, like, it is really useful. He picks up the Haunting Guys. I prefer Rylai's, but I can see why he would go Haunting Guys here. Going Leandri's first has a higher win rate, but the game, like the statistics it's created from in terms of how many games are played are different. So it's difficult to compare the Rylai's and Leandri's first items. I mean, oh god, I could make an entire video about this. I probably will, but I feel like Leandri's might be better here because it's pretty tanky. So do 2% more damage for each second in combat with champs. So if he's in sustained combat, he's going to be racking up the damage so he can really shred away at Urgot. Whereas with Rylai's, it's more disengagey. This is really smart here from Urgot. See, he guards this river bit, so Bischoff can't get back to lane the way he wanted to. So he loses the entire wave there, just because of the way this Urgot positions. Unstoppable. If you didn't see that. Right here. There's one here. Urgot's thinking, alright, I'm gonna TP away. Bischoff throws his W down, cancels it. That's a little known trick, and everyone's like spamming, like what the hell happened there? Yeah, your W cancels teleports. This includes like Shen ult as well, because they're technically movements. So to ground someone would to stop them from moving. It used to work back in the day on recalls, but right, I thought, it's a bit much. Wrapping around this little rock area is a really nice place to recall, because obviously enemy doesn't have vision unless they have the tri-warded.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Picks up the Leandres.
Blue team is slain the dragon.
Decides to teleport the lane. I mean, I don't blame him, because he should be really wanting to get that first tower, especially seeing as he has Demolish. Because obviously, if you're looking at your team and you're just like, okay, I'm the only person doing well on the team, you should really be trying to funnel as much gold into yourself as you possibly can. So he's roaming around a bit. The game is sort of over, to be fair. See, this next bit is a really good show of how strong Evelyn is as a champion. So look, he's trying to coax him down the river. He throws his W, he ults to get the speed up, and he flings him away from the tower. Right? Perfect. Right, watch this. Watch this. Oh, don't watch this. Who cares about the rest of the team? Throws his W so he can't E, he ults so he catches up, and he flings him away, like directly away from his tower. And then when he E's, he gets caught in Singe so he doesn't get the full length. Perfectly played. You literally couldn't ask for more. Now, watch this. This is absolutely nasty what happens here. If I recall correctly. Yeah, watch. This deletes. Look how strong Echo is. It's actually insane. Like, he's 8 and 1. He's just got the jungle item and some like random bits and bobs. It's crazy. I can't believe they buffed Echo for. Well, actually, I can believe it because Riot doesn't care about the game. But like, it's crazy how strong Echo is right now. Just like the Yasuos you find in your games, Diamond 1 Yasuo players go 1-6. Well, actually, it does way worse than this, but get the idea. It's really peak. This whole game is really peak. Like, nobody's doing well for themselves except for Bischoff, but Bischoff is playing it so well. Like, when his team go to the top side, he goes to the bot side. Because he knows, hey, I just need to, like, farm carry, basically. Because he knows if they fight, they won't get anything. Because Echo and LeBlanc will just nuke everyone. He just sort of chills out around this area for a bit. But sometimes that's just how it goes. If the game is not going great, as this is 17-7, 18-7, you gotta just put the brakes on a bit. Because if you try and force things, then you're just gonna get even further behind. Unless you're like some next level god, but with Singed, he doesn't have the. How do I even put it? He doesn't have the kit to allow him to create environments in the game where things go insane. He's just a very consistent champion. I honestly don't know why the entire enemy team is just standing in his poison now. He has to flash because that fresh exor messes him up. It's the way the Echo Q was going.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
But see, like, how simple is that? He presses Q, he presses ult, he runs in, makes sure to get the Liandry's damage on everyone, and then he just flings the carry. It's quite easy once you're watching it. But trying to find those environments, because in my opinion, Singed, his kit is fitted towards certain environments in the game, but he doesn't create them necessarily. That's why he struggles so much in 1v1 situations for the most part, because he can't create the environment he needs. He needs to have some other people around him, because if he flings and he's on his own, like, what are you gonna do? There's no one to follow up. But if you fling and you're in a 2v2 or whatnot, then you've got someone to follow up, and you can create an environment where you can. Fresh just messed up his Hex Flash. You create an environment where you can catch someone out and you can kill them. See, look how potent that fling would have been on Echo if he'd flung him into Kaiser and Fresh. It probably would have killed him if he didn't have ult. That's one of the reasons I don't like the way, like, Sanchez, or however you pronounce his name, like, portrays Singed as like some sort of extreme lane bully, even though it works out for him a lot of the time. I don't think that's the way you should be marketing Singed. Singed isn't like a one-man army, in my opinion. He's much more of a team player champion, which bolsters everyone else by creating pandemonium in certain environments, which is team enable, or the enemy team enable. Throws his W down so she can't jump anywhere. She flashes away, goes crazy. Go stupid. Oh. They don't even care. It's really sad. LeBlanc has so much mobility. Like, he ults completely ignores LeBlanc because he knows there's no way in hell he's going to catch her. It's much easier just to go for Ezreal. Evelyn almost dies there, which is she just face tanks everything. But she's 3 and 8, so it doesn't matter. She does have like 600k points on Evelyn, by the way, and she's level 7. But 3 and 8, by the way. This Yasuo's got like 140k on Yasuo, something like that. Still can't hit level 7.
Rampage.
Okay, so Bishop picks up the Rylai's. That's what you like to see, especially in this situation where he's literally the only good player on his team at the moment. Other than maybe Kai'Sa, but she needs to scale before she's useful. So by getting double AP, so he could have gone like Righteous Glory or something to engage here, something like that. He chooses to go double AP, which is pretty good, but I don't see it happen so much. Ooh. That 1k bounty though, damn. Kai'Sa's eating good tonight. I don't think I've seen this fresh lander hook.
Blue team triple kill.
Yeah, these guys are just popping off. See, in higher realize they really know how to push an advantage. It's actually disgusting. I don't think they end here. I could be wrong though. God damn you, Zero players. The flash fling into the team. That's what I'm talking about. If he had flash flung and he didn't have a team there, like, would have been a waste of flash. You always want to be throwing someone into your team, rather than just throwing someone for the sake of throwing them. Unless, of course, you're going to kill them with the damage. He's starting to build a Righteous Glory. I going back to the statistics. Obviously, you can use statistics to justify anything. However, the build with the most success, when you're only considering Liandry's Rylai's and Righteous Glory, or Dead Man's Plate, you can interchange Righteous or Dead Man's. You go Rylai's or Liandry's, then Dead Man's or Righteous, and then the other AP item. I'm not sure why exactly that works out better. I think it might just because of the like utility spike from Righteous Glory or the move speed from Dead Man's, as opposed to like the extra damage you get. But yeah, it has a pretty good win rate as well. Singe is currently sitting at a 51.9 win rate, I believe, which isn't too shabby. It could be better. But like when you go to the upper echelons of Singe players, like they all have like 60% win rate and stuff like that. It's insane. Jesus Christ, this echo. Ridiculous damage. Okay, this Kai'Sa's starting to pop off. To be expected from such a overloaded champion. Get his pots refilled. I don't really know how much they can do to defend against this echo. this Yasuo goes hard. This Yasuo flashes into a fucking 15 and 2 echo. Not sure about that one, Chief. They're putting up a pretty good defense, honestly. If they keep that up, damn, he gets out with a sliver of health.
Blue team has slain the dragon.
Now, I reckon if they can stall this long enough, Kai'Sa would actually just like 1v9. I don't know what happened there, and it still confuses me. Urgot ulted Eve. Eve went down to like 10 health, and he didn't press ult to pull her back. She just like stood there, and it hit because it did damage. But I don't really know, because I would have thought he would just press R again, pull back, but maybe he was out of range or something. I'm not sure. But it just looks really weird. I keep seeing it in the replay, and I'm like, what's going on here? It's just a bit of a side note. Obviously, there's not really much going on anymore. Like, Bischoff plays to the best of his ability, but it doesn't matter what champion you're playing, you're not going to win this game if your team are like this. 5 and 13, 2 and 14. Oh no, there she goes. Rest in peace, Kai'Sa. They can close out now. Yeah, they do. Echo's just like, I've carried hard enough. I don't care anymore. Just finishing the game. And that's about it. Really amazing game. If you're on EU West, definitely check out Bischoff. Bischoff. I don't know. Now that I'm reading it again, I feel like I've been pronouncing it wrong. Bischoff 11. Really good player. He's been Masters up until very recently. But anyway, I hope this video has helped. I know Urgot's a pain in the ass of a lane. And also, this is a good example of what you should be doing when you're behind with going to different lanes and staying away from the team fighting, etc, etc. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching.